First and foremost, the Raiders are in trouble and need a win bad. They have not been playing well, and the team is just playing bad football overall. The Raiders needed this win at home against the bad Ravens offense to get some momentum going. This loss was against an AFC opponent and could very likely have some effect on the wildcard race. The Raiders need to bounce back soon. The defense needs to step up. They played like the defense of last year, which is just awful. The key to a defense is getting off the field on third down. They consistently allowed Joe Flacco to convert third down after third down. The biggest mistake was the corner playing 15 yards off on a third and short. Jeremy Maclin ran a quick out and picked up the first down with ease before the defense could even do anything. Not a good design. Injuries could have a lot to do with this, but why was Sean Smith covering Mike Wallace one-on-one? Sean Smith has struggled with speedy receivers, and that should not be the game plan. Gareon Conley and David Amerson were both out this game, but someone else should have covered him. Mike Wallace only goes deep for big plays. A faster corner or some safety help was needed on that play. Smith, one-on-one against the faster receiver, is a recipe for disaster. If I'm going to single out Sean Smith, I have to single out Jared Cook. You know exactly the play I'm talking about. He caught the ball in the flat, fumbled the ball, and Jimmy Smith recovered it for a touchdown. Totally changed the momentum of the game. You cannot turn the ball over, especially with a backup quarterback, early. This caused the Raiders to play from 2 scores behind all game long and changed everything in the long term. On a positive note, E.J. Manuel played about as good as expected. The Ravens have what it takes to be the best defense in the NFL, and E.J. Manuel didn't take many chances or make a turnover. He's still a backup quarterback, and to expect him to carry an offense would be asking too much. He's a solid backup and good enough to keep the season afloat, which is much better than last year's scenario. The Raiders' offensive line is showing signs of life in the running game. They pushed the Ravens back and kept the Raiders ahead in terms of down and distance. They had over 100 yards rushing and averaged 4.3 yards per rush. This is a very encouraging sign after some awful games. The injuries to the Ravens line could have helped, but this is something. The problem was that the Raiders were behind multiple scores and couldn't really take advantage. As good as the offensive line was run blocking, they were not very good in pass blocking. Again, being down multiple scores didn't help, but this is supposed to be the best pass blocking offensive line in the NFL. They gave up plenty of pressures, and the blitzes didn't help. Particularly, Donald Penn is not having a good game. He's getting paid like a top 10 tackle and hasn't played like it since. They must improve. Sadly, Amari Cooper continued his slump. He wasn't even thrown to very often. He is supposed to be the number 1 playmaker and a game changer on offense. He's clearly done it before in the past, which is what makes this so confusing. The Raiders need their game-changing weapon back. He needs to get open and give the quarterback someone to throw to when trouble arrives. On the other side, Michael Crabtree returned and had himself a good game. It looks like he's still bothered by the injury and grimaced every time he got hit. However, when he got thrown to, he produced, including the deep bomb for a touchdown. Crabtree has proven to be the number 1 receiver so far this year and has both quarterbacks' trust. He just gets open, catches the ball, and is just plain reliable. I'm going to blame offensive coordinator Todd Downing this game. He just hasn't been creative at all. The offense wasn't working and the first downs weren't happening. Downing needs to find some creative ways to generate some momentum. The biggest thing was not trying to get Amari Cooper involved. Screens, slants, or reverses are simple ways to get him the ball. The backup quarterback doesn't help, but some simple throws to get Amari Cooper some confidence can go a long way in this offense.